Hi guys, this is Giselle and welcome to my channel. I'm a tarot reader here on YouTube and I have a pick a card reading for you today with all the good stuff, all the blessings that are coming your way in 2021. So we know that 2020 was crazy for all of us, like every single one of us. This was a crazy year and we went through some deep transformations in some areas of our lives. Each one of us had it impacting us in a different way, but we all went through this. So I wanted to do a more light-hearted reading, just a fun reading with all the good stuff, all the blessings that are coming your way in this next year so that you can look forward to it. My readings are general, so maybe you won't resonate with all of it. You know, maybe parts of it are supposed to be for you, but some parts are supposed to be for someone else. So take what resonates, leave the rest, okay? And yeah, let's do it. Hi, beautiful people. So I have 4 piles for you to choose today with the predictions for 2021, the good stuff that are coming towards you next year. You can pause the video and just feel what is the pile that is calling to you. So choose from your intuition. Maybe you're drawn to one of the piles or maybe you're drawn to one of the crystals. And if you feel drawn to more than one, just listen to the both of them. Maybe both will have something that you need to hear, even if the whole message is not meant for you. So we have pile number 1 with the Opalite, pile number 2 with the Tiger's Eye, pile number 3 with the Geode, and pile number 4 with the Amethyst cluster. You can find all the timestamps in the description box below. So choose your pile and I'll see you in a bit. Hi, so this is the reading for everybody who chose group number 1 with the Opalite. Let's see. So I got some tarot cards for you and I also got some oracle cards. I'm gonna leave the oracle cards to the end. And let's see, so, oh, that's nice. So the energy that opens your reading, how you show up to the year of 2021 is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant here talks to me about learning from what happened and being ready to manifest the new things in your life. And also tells me a lot about your spiritual development. So probably with everything that has been happening in 2021, you connected more with your spiritual side. You connected more with knowing that the world is not only what we see through our window, that it's not only the mundane, it's not only the daily stuff, it's not just about work, that there is this underlying spiritual world and energy that is running behind the veil and that is also influencing us. I think that a big part of the collective started seeing the world like that in 2021, also because the astrologers have been talking about these conjunctions, these big conjunctions, Pluto and Saturn, Pluto and Jupiter, Saturn and Jupiter, for a while, and we all knew that something big was coming. But I think that even though many people heard about it, they weren't so aware of how much it can actually impact. So all these underlying energies that are going on, they actually do impact our day-to-day life here on Earth. And I think that this knowledge started coming to the surface to many of you. And not just the knowledge, but that intrinsic understanding of really feeling it on our skin, on our lives, that yes, indeed, these things, they do impact us. It's not just rubbish, you know, it's not just blah, blah, blah. It's no, actually, this stuff is true. And I see that from the pile number 1. So I see that you're connecting more with your spiritual side, understanding that, yeah, not everything is as it seems, that there are these undercurrents of energy that are also impacting. So let's see. Okay, you got the King of Cups in reverse and the Six of Pentacles in reverse here. And explaining this, we got oh, that is very nice, because you got the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. So I do feel that this group, one of the things that connected you better with your spirituality was that both your physical situation, most specifically your financial situation, but also your emotional situations, they went through some deep transformations and breakdowns in the year of 2020. Okay, so the King of Cups here in the reverse, it tells me that your emotions were everywhere this year. So maybe some relationship problems, or even if you didn't have even if you were not in a relationship this year, other people's actions were just impacting a lot of how you feel about yourself, because there is an emotional imbalance here. And it's the same with the Six of Coins. I think that you felt in 2020 that maybe you were giving too much to others around you and not receiving the same back. So there was this imbalance in your life that really came to the forefront, you know. So maybe these were some patterns that you had in relationships throughout your life, of always giving too much, not receiving the same that you were putting in there, and that was causing you emotional imbalance. But then the good thing here is that it came to the forefront. All these patterns, they became more clear to you. It's like before this year, they were in your subconscious mind. You were still attracting people who were treating you like this, but you didn't know exactly why that was happening. And the reasons for why these things were happening, they started coming to the forefront, so that you can work on them in 2020. And this ties beautifully with the Hierophant here, because the Hierophant is also a card of knowing ourselves better, of gaining a deeper understanding of our psyche, through also our spiritual side. So I see that that all those undercurrents, all those internalized patterns of your relationships, they started coming more to the forefront this year. And it's great because then we have, so here are actually the blessings, because with the Nine of Coins and the Ten of Coins, the Nine of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles, I see that by learning from that, you started focusing your energy in that which really matters to you, and that which brings you prosperity, brings you joy. And I see big financial prosperity for this group in 2021, because of you taking care of your emotions. And that is very beautiful for me, because we might think that they are not related. For instance, okay, you had relationship problems, you had internalized patterns that were keeping you tied up and keeping you attracting people who are not giving you enough. But the transformation that came through that, from that, actually starts improving your material life, because it increases how you love yourself, it increases your self-worth. And our finances in the physical world, they are very related to our emotions as well. To, if we think, if we see, not that we think, if we see that we are enough, because we are always enough, if we acknowledge that we are enough, that we are worth it, that starts also improving our finances. Because if we are in relationships, or even if we are not in relationships, but even if we are not in relationships, but if we grew up thinking that we are never enough emotionally, that leaks out to all areas of our life, and that can really impact our finances, because then we might not put the effort that we need into building strong blocks for ourselves, or that can also make us not apply for that dream job that we always wanted, because we just think that we are not good enough for that. Or maybe that new business that we have been wanting to develop, but we don't have the confidence, the inner confidence in us to start that. So do you see how this is tied up? And so I love to see this, because I think that your financial life will really improve in 2021, because of you gaining this better notion of your self-worth, because of you learning that you don't need to give so much to others in order to be loved. You know, you don't need to bend yourself, you know, so much, bend over backwards to fit in someone else's life. You don't need to give so much of your emotions away to be worthy. And that's new sense of being worthy, of being whole, help you to give that first step towards your financial stability, help you give that first step to your new business, to that new job, to that new opportunity that is coming towards you. So yeah, I just love it. And let's take a look at some of your oracle cards here. So we have, look at this. We have shadow. I don't know if you can see it. We have shadow. And we have dare to dream. So complementing it, I think that this was really a year of shadow work to you. I mean, I think that this was a year of shadow work to all of us, but each one of us have this shadow in a different area of our life. And I think that in yours is really related to your self-worth and what are the relationships that you accept in your life because of this distorted sense of self-worth. So I think that you went through this shadow work through this year, which is clearing the path for this new life that you're building in 2021. And then dare to dream. Again, that you are enough, that you can dream big. You don't need to stay in a job that you don't like, a job that is too small for you, a career that is too small for you, accept a salary that is not as high as you would have wished, you know, or not go after your projects, your own business. Dare to dream big. This year you are allowed to dream as big as you want, you know. Don't hold yourself back and think that no, but this only happens to a few, you know. I'm not gonna be one of those. I'm not gonna get that thing because only a few of us get that. Like, yeah, but dare yourself to dream. What do you have to lose? So like, aim to the highest point that you can, aim to the stars. And as I say this, I realize because in the 14th of December, now in 2020, we have a solar eclipse. It's going to be a total solar eclipse, so it's a very strong one in Sagittarius. And I don't know if you know what is the symbol of the Sagittarius, but it's an arrow pointing, shooting. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is a very expansive planet. Whatever Sagittarius touch, it expands, it makes it bigger, you know. It's the biggest planet in the solar system. And we'll have this new moon, which is a solar eclipse in the 14th in Sagittarius. So what is it that you want to expand? You know, what is it that you want to shoot? If you had to dream, if I could tell you, like, ask whatever you want, what is your dream, the biggest dream? Just forget any limitation that might exist for that to materialize. But if you knew that you could choose anything, that you could dream with anything, what would that be? If you could forget any limitation, either money, either time, either whatever limitation you might have or you might believe that you have, if you could forget any of these limitations, where would you shoot your arrow? I think that's something very good for you to think around the 14th of December, because the solar eclipses, they are starts, okay? So while the lunar eclipse, the full moon, they are endings of things, of eras, of projects, of cycles. The solar eclipses, they are new moons, so they are about the new. What is the new thing, what is the seed that you want to plant and that you want to cultivate to harvest 6 months from now? Okay, so I would tell you to think about it. And then we have peace. Have this card, peace. And I love the image in this card. I don't know if you can see it, but there's an egg. And on top of the egg, there is a dove flying. But also on top in the middle of the egg, there is a star. He has a star in the forehead. And it reminds me of the star card of the tarot. And actually, I want to read the message from the book for this card. I'm being called to read the message instead of just interpreting it. So I'm going to read for you. It's the card number 23. So let's see. Where's the 23? Page 86. Essential meanings. Freedom from attachment, radical acceptance. And I want to read the prosperity message for you. This is one of those times when you're capable of clear vision about your work and how you create your prosperity. You are called by a presence to step into your power. Just being is enough, for you are in peaceful harmony with spirit and it shows in your work. And the oracle message is, it doesn't get any better than this. A quiet mind, a heart fulfilled, freedom from want, and the soul's satisfaction. The way to peace is through radical acceptance. Everything in your world is exactly as it should be. Harmony is beautiful. Enjoy it. So I do think that this is going to be a very peaceful, very prosperous year for you because of all this shadow work that you have done. It's a time in which you can focus on what it is that you want, you can attract it, you can dream big, but you can also relax. It's the shadow work that you have been doing for now is done. And I don't think that we only go through one shadow work in our lives. I think we go through multiple. But I also think that we need to allow ourselves the time, the peace for these new lessons to sink in, to just apply what we learned now in our lives. And I got a Angels and Ancestors card for you as well. Look how beautiful. Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. It really doesn't get better than this. And I always say this in all of my readings. I don't cherry pick my cards. I don't even look at the cards before I'm showing this to you. So it's not like I knew that this card was coming up and I said about growth. No, this is your reading. It's really talking about all the prosperity and abundance that you are reaping in this next year because of all the work, the effort that you put in yourself. So it's not just the work that you put outwards. It's not because you started fighting for your dreams. No, it's more like you worked on yourself. You cleared, you cleared the things that were in your way, the obstacles, but in your own self. You worked on your patterns, on those internalized patterns that were holding you back, and now you get the reward from that work. So this is a reward for you working on yourself. And then the last message that we have is divine timing. And it says, the divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we are prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing, dear Lord. So for me, it talks about, because I know when we are doing shadow work, we just want it to end soon. We want the rewards, we want the good things. And 2020 was a year of decluttering. It wasn't a year for new things coming to us. It was a year of endings. It was a year of clearing the path for things to come. And that can be very frustrating because we all wanted the rewards already. But there is this divine timing that things need to come in their own time. And this time for you is 2021 because you did all of that work. So this was your reading, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. And if it resonated with you, if you like the reading, please don't forget to subscribe and to give me a thumbs up down below. Also, let me know in the comments how it resonates with you. If you can see this shadow work, what was this shadow work for you in the year of 2020? Okay, and see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, group number 2. This is the reading for everybody who chose the beautiful tiger's eye. I really love this stone. It's one of my favorite. Okay, so I have some oracle cards for you, and I also have some tarot cards. And group number 2, you are the group with the most tarot cards. Like, you got a lot of tarot cards. And also, I'm starting the reading with 2 tarot cards with the energy that you are stepping into the year of 2021. And I'm only getting one of those cards for each group, but for you, I got 2. 2 came out and they wanted to come out, so I kept them. So it's amazing. So you got the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. And I love the 10 of Cups in this deck. This is the good tarot. It's called the 10 of Water in this deck. And I love the image because this is a big Buddha and he's sitting on a waterfall. I don't know, it's like it's a water place. It's very beautiful and it has some flowers around him. Yeah, it's really beautiful and he just looks so happy and so prosperous. And he is the big belly Buddha, you know, which is a very prosperous Buddha. So usually the big belly, it's a symbol for the prosperity. So yeah, it's a really beautiful card. And then you got the 3 of Earth, which is the 3 of Pentacles. And I'm getting this big vibe of emotional fulfillment, of a partnership coming in the year of 2021 for you. And this partnership, it doesn't need to be a love relationship, because maybe if you are looking for a love relationship, then this can definitely be about a new relationship for you. If you are not looking for one, then it can definitely be a job, a business partnership. Okay, and if you are already in a relationship, and this can also just indicate that this will be a year. Maybe things have been a bit rocky between you and your partner, and then this is just indicating that in this year you will reach a higher level of emotional fulfillment, of balance within the relationship. So if things have been a bit rocky, you can expect things to improve between the 2 of you in the year of 2021. Yes, but I feel like for the most of you, this is a new connection coming in. And as I said, it can either be a new business partnership or a love partnership. But in any case, whether it's a love or a business for you, and you will know what it is about, because it depends also on what you're looking for, what you're open to right now. I just love that it came with the 2 of them. I think for me it's perfect that you got the 2. Because the thing is, the 10 of Cups, it talks about the emotional fulfillment of it, how it will have very strong emotional foundations. And the 3 of Earth just gives me this sense of a real partnership. It's not a one-sided love. It's not going to be one of those relationships in which you are putting all of the work and the other person is just reaping the benefits and saying, yeah, keep on coming. No, because the 3 of Earth talks about people working together. So this is a real partnership for you. It's someone, either a business partner or a love partner who is coming in that wants to work with you, that is willing to put the same amount of work that you put into it. So there is this beautiful sense of balance, of union, of someone who is working with you, not just interested in receiving from you. Okay, and I'm sorry if I'm losing my words a bit, but when I'm channeling, my mind is somewhere else and it doesn't always connect with my words immediately, so I can get a bit woozy. Yes, so let's take a look at your other oracle cards so that we can understand what this is talking about, why also this is coming up for you. Wow. Okay, so we got the Sun, a lot of abundance, a lot of happiness, a lot of fulfillment coming in 2021. We got the Temperance, and this is a very strong reading because we already got 2 major arcana, and I'm just starting. This is great. And we got the 8 of Swords in reverse, and I love that the 8 of Swords is coming in the reverse for you. So yeah, I think that you felt very tied up to a situation in 2020. It was something, because if this is showing in the reverse, it means to me that it has been upright for most of the year. And when it's upright, you see how she is. She's just tied up and she can't move, or at least she believes that she can't move. This, well, she can't, because the thing is, the swords, in the 8 of Swords, is a mental prison. So it is a card of, we are trapping ourselves, because if you look, she has the blindfold and she is tied up, but she's not chained. You know, she could get away from it if she wanted, but at the same time, the swords, they talk so much about mental stress, is a mental control, that even though for those outside, it looks like we could get rid of it, we could get away from it whenever we want. If we are in this energy, we know that that's not as easy as it seems. There is so much emotional and psychological control going on here, that it's just not easy to step out of this energy, you know. But it's coming out in the reverse for you, which means that either you got out of it in 2020, or you're finishing to get out of it in 2020. And I think that you are still moving away from this energy, because even though I actually see the cards in a different order that they came up, okay? Because they came up like this. They came up with the Sun, with the Temperance, and the 9 of Swords. But I actually see this the other way around. I see it like this, okay? So I see it as you stepping out of that emotional and mental imprisonment, whatever it was for you in the year of 2020, okay? It was still very emotionally draining. So even if this wasn't a heavy or toxic or maybe even abusive relationship for you, romantically, it could have still be that you were working in an environment, in a company that was just very toxic, that was very heavy on you, or with a boss that was very abusive, that was very controlling, and you felt like this, you felt trapped for most of the year, but you're stepping out of it. You're finding your balance, you're finding your own power, and knowing that you don't need to stay there. You're finding the mental strength to come out of this situation. And the Temperance tells me that maybe for some of you, right, because this is a general reading, and some of you will be already ahead in this process, and some of you will still be in this energy of coming out of it, okay? So take take how it resonates. So if you feel like you're still here, then yeah, you're still going through the process. Maybe you are already in the Temperance. But in any case, the Temperance here tells me that I think that these very good things, they are indeed not coming now, still in 2020, they are coming in 2021, because the universe wants to give you time to properly step out of this restrictive energy before it gives you the Sun. So you need to go through the whole process. You can't, if I think that things wouldn't be as good for you if you came from here to here directly, because you need to wait for this emotional drainage that you've been through to settle. You know, you need this energy to clear out, to be cleared out of your life before you can step into the Sun energy. So the universe is giving you this time, so you don't need to rush. So for instance, actually I'm getting this message right now. If you came out of a relationship and it was too draining for you, and then as I'm saying this, that like, oh, there's this amazing relationship coming to you, and I can see some of you thinking like, oh no, damn, I don't want this now. You know, I'm still tired from that. Wait a bit, don't send me it right away. And then I can tell you that, no, don't worry. It will take its time. It will come when you're ready. because we do have the temperance between them, before the sun. So don't worry, the universe will allow you time to go through it before it gives you the sun. Okay? And then I have two other cards for you. And these are interesting, okay? Because, yeah, this is quite interesting because I got the Seven of Swords in reverse. And I hate this card. Well, I don't hate the card. Because no card is bad. I hate the energy, the energy that comes with this card. And I got the Four of Pentacles. And why do I hate this energy? Because this is usually a person. So this, for me as a reader, this is a very personal energy. Okay, so this is not usually a situation, this is usually a person for me. And do you see how, I'm gonna show you in the upright, but do you see how this is a fox and she is hiding one of the swords under its belly? Don't know if you can see it. And yeah, and it was in the reverse. And this is one of the cards. There are not that many cards that for me speak badly to me, both in the upright and in the reverse, but this is one of them. And in the reverse, it just makes it worse for me, because it tells me that whatever this situation was that was keeping you trapped, this person is still around you. It's not completely over yet for them. For you, it should be. You need to step out of this energy, but I see that for them, it's not. And this is also my spy card. So I feel like this person is still around you, and they are kind of waiting for the opportunity to strike again. And it doesn't mean that they will, don't take it so negative, as if they are planning something against you. It's not like that. It's not, maybe it is for some of you, but that's not how I see for the general group. I don't think that it's like that. But I just feel like this person is waiting around to kind of get more of your energy, you know. I think that this person kind of survives on your energy, on the attention that you give to them, even if this is a boss, you know, an abusive boss. But it's like they kind of feed on this energy, and they are, I think they see you moving away in some sense, and they are still around you because they are not done with you yet, you know. But I don't think that they can do anything against you, because the other card is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles means many things, but here for me, it's also my card of boundaries. Because in the Rider-Waite Tarot, I think I want to try and look for you, if I can find it quickly. Because I also don't want to waste your time going through the whole deck. But if I can find, yeah, it's here, okay. So in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it looks like this, the Four of Pentacles. So do you see how he's very protected? He's very protective of his energy. And he has strong boundaries around him. And I see that with you here. So I don't think that this person can do anything to you, but I think that one of the advices that your guides are giving you here is to hold your boundaries. Have strong boundaries with the situation and with this person, because they are still around, but don't let them distract you from where you're going, because you are going somewhere amazing in 2021. And I think that this person, they will just slow you down. And I don't think that they are good for you. And even if they come with some nice story of why you should not turn your back to them, don't fall for it, because yeah, you should be moving away. You should definitely be moving away from the situation. And for you to be here, it means that whoever this person was and whatever were their intentions, they were not good for you. Okay, this place, this business, this partner, this friend, this ex, they were not good for you. They were not good for your energy. And it is time for you to leave it back so that all this amazing stuff can come to you, and it will come. Don't worry, because I think that, yeah, I'm only in the second group, but this was the best group so far. Like, the energies here are just very strong, with a lot of fulfillment in 2021. So let's take a look at your oracle cards. And you also got two of these cards. Yeah, if you watch more than one group, and I know that some people, they choose more than one group, you will see that you might not have the same oracle deck that I use for another group, but I do let myself be guided when I'm picking up these cards. So some of you might get more than one in one deck, and not and no card at all from another deck, and that's normal. So this is really nice. So do you see? It's the card in. And what is the yin energy? Because we have yin and yang. And the yin energy is very receptive. But it's also, do you see how the whole card is pink? And no matter your gender, even though this is a feminine energy, because the yin is the feminine receptive energy, and whatever is the genre that you identify with, you are still embodying this feminine energy, which is a very receptive energy. Okay, so this is a year for you to receive. You put so much work in the year of 2020, and we all have that. 2021 is a year for you to receive, to reap the benefits of what you have been going through in 2020, you know. So this is a very receptive. But yeah, what I was gonna say before with the pink color is because this is a very loving energy, and it ties perfectly with the 10 of Cups and with the Sun card. So I think that this group mainly has a lot of emotional prosperity in the year of 2021. You will be very happy and emotionally fulfilled. In whatever way this prosperity comes, maybe you will be fulfilled because you are building a new business, and it's really bombing and you're enjoying it a lot. But still, it doesn't talk about the financial prosperity. Even though the financial prosperity might also come, it's not the focus of this year. The focus of this year is just being happy. You know, like, enough of this kind of emotional stress, enough of this kind of draining people around you. This is a year for feeling happy, for having loving energy in your life. Let's see. Oh, yes. Come to the edge. And you know what it tells me? Because I said in the beginning, remember that I said that maybe some of you went through so much stress in this year that if I tell you, like, oh, you might have a new love coming in, you're like, oh no, not now. Like, I'm just done with this whole drama. This card asks you to come to the edge. So take a risk, you know? Even if you don't feel open to receive something like that right now, as I said before, you will be, because the universe will give you enough time to really move on from whatever happened so that you can enjoy this fulfillment that is coming. But it also tells you, yeah, come to the edge, you know, take a risk. What can you lose? Because I think that, and then you might say, oh, I will lose the whole mental balance that I just regained. And I know. But the thing is, I think that whatever is coming for you is really good. And it's worth the risk here. So if someone comes up in the year of 2021, be open to it. Be open to receive it. You know, at least to explore it. You don't need to buy the cake right away. You know, you don't need to sign a contract right away. Enjoy it a bit. Even if you do, even if it's a new job that shows up to you, you will still have that adaptation time in the beginning in which you can test it out before you decide to stay for real, you know. I don't know how it works in America, for instance, but I know that in Europe you usually sign the contract and then you have that time, like usually 1-3 months, that you can still drop out of it if you want, you know. So whatever it is that is coming to you this year, allow yourself to try it. Allow yourself to explore it before you say no, you know, because you don't know what it might turn to you, what it might become. And we have the Seeker. So it's funny that I just said about exploring the opportunity before saying no, and then we get the Seeker card, and I'm being called to read this card from the book to you. I also did that with the first group, but for them it was with this deck. But with you, I'm being called to read the Seeker message. So let's take a look. And it's an ether card, and the ether cards are very spiritual. Okay, the Seeker indicates a need for energy, movement, vitality, and excitement. The Seeker is childlike at heart and has faith that at its core, the world is a beautiful place. So what did I say about explore it, you know? Open yourself to it. Don't be so suspicious just because you have been dealing with untrustworthy people. As we grow older, it is easy to lose touch with our innocence and sense of wonder. We have responsibilities, stressful home and work environments, external pressures, physical sensitivities, and disease. In the end, we get locked into a survival mentality and we don't know how to break free. The Seeker's message is one of reclamation. It is not so much about writing yourself off the stress, but remembering your essence. Slowly nurture your sense of wonder to all that is around you. You may feel silly at first, but keep working on it to balance out the negative. Replace statements of what if everything goes wrong with what if everything is exactly as it should be. And I say this to all of the groups, but I don't cherry pick my cards, and I don't even check them before I open them with you. So I'm also seeing this card here for the first time with you, even though I just told you this, okay? Balanced Seeker energy is one of empowerment, curiosity, and feeling confident to navigate both the external and internal worlds. If Seeker is out of balance, you may be a bit untethered. You may be pushing yourself on to the next thing, thinking that may be a cure. An unbalanced Seeker energy may also give their power away to others. As seekers, we must remember that we are gathering experiences and wisdom from growth, not because we believe it is a prescription to fix our perceived issues. So, as I said, don't worry, you will be allowed the time to come back into balance before this opportunity arises for you. But once it does, explore it, be open to it. Don't think, what if this person is like that previous one? What if this boss is like my previous abusive boss? What if this company is just as unhealthy and stressful as the previous one? Okay, so instead, look, what if this is great for me? What if this is exactly what I've been looking for? And your last card is a message from the angels and ancestors card. Really. It's the protection guardian. And it says, drop your shields. So, explore this. Be open to it, because you deserved it. You really deserve this fulfillment and this good partnership that is coming to you. Because you worked on so many things, you paid so much karma in 2020 dealing with this person or this group of people, because maybe this is also a group of people, maybe this is a group of people at work, some partners that you had, like some business partners, whatever it is, or also romantic partners if you are polyamorous. But what is coming is something that you deserve, is something that you have been working towards. Maybe not uh, working towards in terms of putting the effort towards it, but like by paying this karma, you were working towards this. You know, you were opening the opportunity for the universe to give you this. So drop your shields, learn how to receive, you know, because you gave so much. Now it's time for you to receive, but you can only receive it if you're open to it, right? With this card as well. So you need to be open to receive it. And that's all I have for you, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you liked it, if it resonated with you, then subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up down below, and also leave me a comment. Tell me how this resonates with you, if this speaks to you or not, okay? And see you next time. Have a wonderful new year. Take care. Bye. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is the reading for everybody who chose this beautiful geode. I don't know if you can see the shine in it, but it's very shiny inside. It's really nice. And let's take a look. You were the group with the most oracle cards. Yes, you got several. And also, yeah. So I have some tarot cards for you, and also some oracle cards. And I also got a card to open your reading so that we can take a look. What is the energy with which you are stepping into 2021? And you got the Strength. Nice. I think I mentioned here in the channel before, but the Strength card is my favorite card in the whole deck. And this is a common theme in this reading, that every group is going through a lot of transformation, a lot of shadow work through the year of 2020, because 2020 wasn't easy to any of us. It was very heavy. So many things happening. So many things were brought to the surface and just rubbed on our face. And with this group, because I don't know, I'm gonna show you in the Rider-Waite deck. What is the, it's right here. That's great. I want to show you the Strength card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So this is how it looks. And as you can see, the woman, she is closing the lion's mouth, but she's doing that very effortlessly. And for me, I don't know exactly what your reading is about yet, because I didn't open the cards, but whenever the Strength appears to me, the lion is not something else. It's not someone else. It's not a situation that you are gaining power over. It is our own lower nature. So with the closing the lion's mouth, is like, what is it in me that I need to transform? What are my lower natures? What are my emotional patterns? What is it that I need to transcend? So is that mind over matter thing of us controlling our lower nature. And this is not a forceful control, because it's a very gentle card, as you can see. It's a very gentle energy. Let me go back to the good tarot. So you see, it's a very gentle energy. It's not forceful. And for me, gentleness can only come when we accept ourselves. So it's not a card of judgment, of inner judgment. It's not a card of looking into our darkest parts and trying to forcefully get rid of them. It's a card of embracing them, of nurturing them. Not nurturing in a sense of making them grow, but it's like nurturing your inner child, you know, nurturing the person who went through all those hard times. Because when we have all of these internalized patterns, they usually come from us being that hurt child, you know, that child that wasn't given what they needed, that wasn't nurtured as it should have been. And the only way of dealing with those internalized patterns, with those relationship patterns or self-worth issues or whatever it may be for you, the only way to deal with them is not by trying to get rid of them by force, but it's by making friends with them, making friends with that child who went through those things, you know, is embracing them, taking care of them, nurturing them, understanding what happened to them that made them grow up like that, made them have those patterns. I don't know exactly why this message is coming to me, so maybe you need to hear it, maybe some of you need to hear it, okay? But this is coming to me very clearly, of learning how to love that inner child who was abandoned, who was neglected, you know, and understanding that if you have some relationship problems today or character flaws that at first you might look at yourself, because we sometimes grow up judging ourselves a lot, right? And then we can look into these patterns and just say like, I don't want to be like that, I wish I didn't act like that. But it's not, don't judge yourself, you know, like, even especially if we already live in a world that is already judging us so much, then why do we need to add this layer of judgment on ourselves? So it's not about looking inside and saying like, I wish I wasn't like that, I wish I didn't act like that. But it's like, come here, inner person, you know, come here, hurt child, because I'm gonna take care of you. I understand why you act like this, and I understand where these things come from. And then taking care of that child, you know, loving them, accepting them. So it's like transforming ourselves, transforming our inner issues through love for ourselves, instead of judgment, instead of force, instead of brute force. So it's a very gentle energy. And I see that you're stepping in 2021 with this reformed sense of self-acceptance. So I think that the message to this group is this sense of self-acceptance. What are the blessings that are coming to you in the year of 2021? Is about you loving and accepting yourself. And this is a huge blessing. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. And we have the Star, we have the World in reverse. What did I say about the transformation? And we have the Death card, which is another of my favorite cards. But I'm a Scorpio and I have a very strong Pluto in my chart. So, and also the 8th house, hence the name of the channel. And I love the Death card because I eat transformation for breakfast. Okay. So, you know, I think that so far, this is one of the deepest groups. This is the 3rd group today, and for me, this is the deepest energy that I see here. And I also see that this group is a bit similar to group number 1. So if you were between this reading and the group number 1, I would watch that one as well. Maybe not, I don't think that all of it might have to do with you, but I think that there are some things there that that are for you to hear. So I would check group number 1 as well. Okay. Yeah, so let's start. So indeed, you come from this big transformation in the year of 2020. I think that this was a heavy shadow work year for you, in which you were acknowledging many of your internalized patterns, and you were having to work on them. And this was not an easy process at all, because the Death card is never easy. It's a very Plutonic card, and especially with these conjunctions, you know, with Pluto this year, Pluto transforms you, but it's through breaking down all the structures around you and then rubbing it on your face. But it's needed. It's a process that is so heavy and so painful when you go through it, but once you're done, you feel so grateful, for having gone through it, because the transformation, the knowledge and the growth that you gain from it is just amazing, you know. So yeah, the death card here talks about it. But what I love in this card, in the Rider-Waite Tarot, is you see the white horse. So even though he is a death image of destruction, of transformation, he comes in a white horse. So it's a very divinely guided transformation. It's not suffering. The death card, the death itself, doesn't come to you to make your life hell. It comes, it's sent by the divine, let's say. It rides a white horse, a divine horse. It is sent by the divine to bring this transformation in your life, to declutter it from all the things that you need to leave behind, so that new things can come to it, and so that you need to learn about yourself, because it's not just pain for the sake of pain. It's pain for the sake of a greater accomplishment, you know, of a greater sense of self. So the death card is a lot about burning out our character flaws, you know, is understanding what are those deep, ugly, stinky parts of us that need to be transformed. And as I said, with the Strength card, it is through, and you know, yeah, this is, yeah. And with the Strength card, is, as I said, it's not by violence, but by accepting it, by accepting that these patterns are part of ourselves. This is part of who we are. It needs to be transformed, but without self-judgment. It needs acceptance. It needs nurturing around it, you know? And even though this is a reading of blessings, and the blessings in the year 2021 for you are this self-acceptance, I see that the process is not completely over for you yet, because we do have the world in reverse. So the world in the upright, it tells me about completion, about a cycle coming to an end. But with the world in reverse here, I think that this cycle is not completely finished yet in 2021, but it is wrapping up. Okay, and what tells me that it is wrapping up is the Star card. And for the Star card, I want to tell you about the myth behind this card, because there is the mythic tarot, in which Pandora, from the Pandora box, she's the figure in this card. And Pandora is a very Uranian, this is an Aquarius card, a Uranus card, and Pandora is also part of the Aquarian myth, of the Uranian myth in astrology. And I'm not going to go through the whole myth for you, but what happens is that Prometheus, he steals the fire from the gods to give it to the humans. And Prometheus is also associated with Uranus, because he wanted to make humanity better. He wanted humanity to develop, to grow, to blossom. And so he decides to steal the fire from the gods and give it to the humans to give them this opportunity. But Zeus gets very pissed off, because he doesn't want the humans to be like the gods. There needs to be a separation. So what Zeus does is he comes down to earth, he chains Prometheus to the rock, where an eagle eats his liver every day, and then at night the liver is rebuilt. But skipping ahead of that, going back to the Pandora, because otherwise I forget and I just go through everything here. But the part that, in order to bring the balance back, Zeus sends Pandora to Earth with the box, which is a gift to humanity. because he thinks that with the fire, the humans now are closer to the gods. And when they open the box, all the pain, diseases, calamities in the world, they were hidden inside that box. And that was Zeus' way of bringing back the balance. So when they opened the box, depression, pain, suffering, it all comes out of the box. And the whole humanity is flooded by all of those feelings. So now the humans, they have all of those diseases and all of those calamities, which puts them back away from the gods. But what Zeus wasn't counting with is that at the bottom of the box, at the very bottom of the box, there was something else, which is this star, which is hope. So in the myth, in the Pandora's myth, hope, the star of hope, is hidden right at the bottom of the box. So even though humans are now with all of these diseases and the stresses, they have hope to get through it. And having said all that, the star card here is right after the world in reverse. So I think that there is, even though you are still going through this transformation in 2021, there is this renewed sense of hope in you, because you do see the progress. You are not in the middle. Just a second. You're not in the middle of the transformation process anymore. You're just wrapping it up. And when you look back, you can see everything that was gained from it. You can see all the changes already. You can see how you have developed already. And that gives you this renewed sense of hope. So even though you are still going through this transformation in the year of 2021, I think that it's with a greater sense of, a greater feeling of, things will be okay for me. You are already feeling much better than you were. And you are moving towards this inner peace, of leaving all of these patterns behind in the past, of having dealt with these familiar issues or whatever they were for you. And then I have two other oracle cards, other tarot cards. Oof. And it's interesting because I got two trees. So I got the Three of Wands and the Three of Swords. And I like this tarot. This is the Thoth tarot. And it has some words written here that I don't know if you can read. But the Three of Swords says sorrow, and the Three of Wands says virtue. And when I place them down here, this is how I'm placing them. I place the Sorrow card with the Death card. And I place the Three of Wands with the Star card. And the Three of Swords is a card of sorrow, is a card of pain, is a card of going through a heartache, a breakup, emotional suffering, really pouring your heart out, bleeding your heart out. But with the blood, the image that I'm seeing, and I don't think that this is biologically accurate, but this is how my guides are sending me. What I see, because in the Rider-Waite, this card is represented by a heart with some swords, with 3 swords, and it's bleeding. And what my guides are showing me is that with the blood also comes the poison. So it's as if you were stung by a poisonous animal and you are bleeding yourself out, but with that blood, the poison is also coming out. And as I said, I don't think that works like that biologically, but this is what they are showing me. So it's like, for you to get rid of this pain, of these patterns, you had to bleed them out. So it was very painful because you were bleeding, but with this blood, all that pain was coming out as well, you know? And then with the Three of Wands on top of the Star card, I see that you are already looking forward. So this is a year in which you are looking forward. Even though this was a very heavy, emotionally draining time for you, and you worked on so much on yourself, you can see how leaving these patterns behind are opening these new opportunities for you. Because the Three of Wands in the Rider-Waite is a man on top of a cliff. He has his three wands, and he sent his ships to sail, and he's waiting for them to come back with all the goods that they are bringing. So I see that there is already this sense in you of looking towards the future, of waiting for things to come back to you, you know, of waiting for things to not necessarily to come back, but to come towards you. So I can see, like, especially with the strength, I think that what this reading is telling me is that even though it's not completely wrapped up, you are very optimistic about what is to come. You're really looking forward to it. It's not waiting on you as it was anymore. Now you see it as what it is, which is, it was a transformation. It made you bleed things that needed to be removed away from you. And now you can look forward. And as you can look forward, you can decide from here, what is it that you want to build also? Because, and that actually ties a lot to me back again with the group number 1. So it can indeed have a message for you in there, because it ties back to that for me, which is, once you clear these things out of your life, you can decide, what is it that I want now? I'm seeing another story in my head, which is, imagine that you just bought a house, but it's not a good house, you know, it's like a very old, and it had lots of weed growing on the outside, and it was covering all of it, you know, and you know that you will need to reform it. You know that there will be work that you need to put on it in order to reform this house. But while those weeds are growing on the outside and covering it, it's hard for you to have a clear image of what you want this house to look like, because you can barely see it. That weed, those plants, they are just growing everywhere, and they are covering all of it. And 2020 was a year of you to clear out those weeds, so that you could remove all those weeds. And now you can see the structure of the house. And now that you can see the structure of the house, you can dream and think, okay, what do I want it to look like then? Because now it's a white canvas for you. But you can see the possibilities much more clearly once all of those things were removed. And so I see 2021 as a year of passage, of you deciding what do you want your life to look like. And it was much harder for you to decide that, to have a clear image of that, because of all the crap that were attached to it. And of course, imagine trying to do something, imagine trying to decide where you want to go, when there is a lot of crap around you, kind of blinding you from seeing your real path, the path that will make you happy. So I see that. I see 2021 for you being a year in which you can look forward and decide what do you want your life to look like, so that you can start putting the work in order to get there. Okay? So let's check your oracle cards. And as I said, I got many oracle cards for you. So we are going to start with I think this is the wisdom of the oracle. Yes. We have a change in the wind. And we have building blocks. So I'm going to start with the building blocks. So as I said, the 2021 is not a year in which you will reap the results in practical terms, but in which you will start building towards what it is that you want. So the building blocks card. So it's about having that clearer vision. And also, if you can see her, she's like looking forward as if she's looking in the distance. At the same time in which she's building this block. So I really see that message for you of this is a year in which you will settle down from your transformation so that you can have a clearer vision of what it is that you want. But one thing here that is interesting to me is this a change in the wind. So I do see some changes coming to you. There is something here that is coming, and maybe we'll see it in the other oracle cards, but I want to read the message of this card. Also, this is card number 12, breaking down to a tree. I don't know if that's important to you, although I do think it might be, because to be honest with you, I don't know numerology. I know nothing about numerology, okay? So I'm not gonna tell you what the tree is about because I actually don't know. But I think maybe you should, it would be good if you feel called to do it, do some research or watch some other YouTubers that do numerology, what it is the number 3, because as I don't do numerology, I actually never even mentioned, okay, what are these numbers and etc. But I felt called to say it. Oh, it breaks down to a 3. And as I said that, I looked down and we got the 3 of Swords and we got the 3 of Wands. So we got 3 trees. And maybe you have been seeing these numbers. So if you have been seeing these numbers, I would pay attention. What is it that you're thinking, or what is it that is going on with you when you see the number 333? Or just do some research. Try to see what resonates with you, you know, like look around. What is the number 3 about? But I do think that there's something with the 3 trees for you here. And in any case, I want to read this message from the book. I'm gonna read you. I want to read, I actually feel called to read the protective and the prosperity messages for you. So let's see, page 45. Or, oh no, this oracle, yeah, it does have a protection message. Okay. The essential meanings first. A sense that unseen change has been initiated. Preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. So the prosperity message says, as you endeavor to create a prosperous life, you may encounter unexpected reversals that cause you to shift directions. This is a good thing, so there is nothing to fear. Perhaps an opportunity you sought went to someone else. Perhaps you have pursued something that you suddenly realize is not in your highest good. You might not be 100% clear on where you need to go, but you are certain that things are not going as planned. Circumstances are not in your control right now. Wait it out. All will be well, even better actually. Trust. So actually this tells me about what I said with the you are not setting things in stone in the year of 2021. This is a year of having a clearer vision of what it is that you want your life to look like. So it also tells me that you are frustrated with that because this was such a heavy work that you want to reap some rewards from it already. But your guides are just saying that wait for the cycle to actually finish. So 2021, you will be less stressed. You will be much more emotionally, much more in peace emotionally. But you need that peace in order to set your life in the path that you want it to move towards. And then I want to read the protection message for you as well. There are conditions brewing in your life you have no control over. Don't fight them. Change is inevitable, and it is for the best, for the higher good. Even if this storm blows away the structures you think you have built your dreams on, all will turn out as it should. You will have a renewed clarity and strength to do something even better. Spirit is your ally. So, don't be so frustrated if things are not going as planned right now, because you are still closing that cycle and it is a big blessing for you. It's just that the blessing is not coming as soon as you would like them to, but you are preparing the ground for them to grow. And I got Ask Body. And it's interesting because this card has been showing up for me very frequently. I'm a very mental person, and I sometimes have the difficulty in and feeling within me what it is that I need. My feeling process is quite mental, but I'm sorry, my camera stopped recording. I don't know why it keeps doing that. So I got the card Ask Body for you, and as I was saying, I'm very mental, so it is sometimes hard to understand what it is that I really feel in my body. But the body tells a lot about what is going on. So try to communicate with your body. When you are feeling stressed, when you are feeling something emotional, try to connect that with a part of your body. Where do you feel that? So for instance, where does stress show up for you? Does it show up as some sort of a tense feeling on your shoulders? Does it show up in your forehead? I know that for myself, it shows in my forehead. I get like this, and also here in my jaw, or maybe it shows up in your stomach. So try to connect more with your body, because it seems that it will help you understand better what is it that makes you feel good, what is it that it doesn't, how do you relate with the things around you and with your emotions by analyzing and understanding your body. So I got two cards with the angels and ancestors. I keep forgetting the name of this deck, but it's angels and ancestors. So we have Medicine Mother, Honor Your Inner Knowing, and we have, and they are really tied together, because we also have the Great Teacher, which says learn from spiritual experiences. So learn from spiritual experiences and honor your inner knowing. So both of them. 2021 is a year for you to integrate all the lessons that you learned this year in yourself. Don't let it just be a karma that you paid. Don't let it just be something that happened to you, some painful process that you went through and that you will forget. They came with lessons. They came with knowledge about yourself, about how you grew up to be, how you interact with others, what do you accept in your life, and things like that, how you perceive your reality. And it's important that you spend 2021 integrating these lessons within you. Don't let them just go. Okay, so this will be an important part of the process for you in 2021. And then for last, we have self-love. Show me how to love myself. Show me how to take care of the inner child. Come on. And I don't know if I already said it to this group, because I said this to every single group. I don't cherry pick my cards. I don't check what cards I got. I'm seeing them for the first time together here with you. So tarot is a beautiful thing. I can only tell you that. And it comes and rub on our faces like, yeah, I'm really telling you that. So I'm gonna start again. Show me, I get excited with these things. Show me how to love myself. Show me how to take care of the inner child. Show me how to be kind within. When you step into self-forgiveness, so much can change on the outside. Guys, how crazy is that? Because I started this reading talking about it, right? And I know that this is a reading with the blessings for 2021, and I know that this was a heavy reading. There's always a heavy group in my readings. There is always a very heavy group, and in this one I think it's yours. I didn't read group number 4 yet, but apparently it is yours. So you might be thinking like, okay, but what are the blessings then? And it is this self-love for yourself. It is you accepting yourself much better from now on. You're learning how to accept even the parts that you judged to be ugly before, even the parts that you didn't want to acknowledge or that you were ashamed of. You are learning how to accept them, love them, nurture them, integrate them, because only by doing that you can transform them. You know, you can transform something out of hate, out of violence, out of repressing it. You need to accept that. You know, you need to embrace that. So embracing that inner child that exists in you, embracing that, yeah, embracing it, accepting it, loving it, this is part of your 2021. And I'm really happy for you, because this is a big journey for me as well. Personally, this journey of the self-love, of accepting the inner child, is a big journey for me. So I really connect to it very personally, and I'm very happy for you that you are gaining this sense of self-love and self-acceptance in the year of 2021. So this is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up below, and let me know in the comments also if it resonates with you, how it resonates. I would love to hear it. And see you next time. Have a great 2021, a great new year, great holidays. Take care. Bye bye. Hi, group number 4, welcome to your reading. This is the reading for everybody who chose this beautiful amethyst cluster. This is also one of my favorite crystals ever. I've always been in love with amethyst since I was a kid. Let's see. So I got some tarot cards and some oracle cards for you. And this group, I think, got quite some oracle cards, but yeah, I think you got the fewest cards, to be honest. But don't worry, because the messages will be very complete, and if I need, I will get some more cards. So let's see. I'm gonna start first with the energy that you're stepping into 2021, and you are nice. You are stepping into 2021 with the Ace of Air, which is the same as the Ace of Swords. But it's interesting that I chose this deck for the energy that you're stepping in, because this is a much more subtle energy than the other oracles, especially for the Ace of Swords. So while in the Rider-Waite, the Ace of Swords, let me see if I can find it for you very quickly. If I don't find it quickly, then never mind, because I don't want to waste your time looking for it for a long time. Yeah, I'm not really finding it quickly, so never mind. But in the Rider Tarot, it's a very gray card with a hand holding a sword, and it's a very mental card, even though the meaning is still of a mental beginning, a mental accuracy, and a mental clarity. It's very cold. It's a very cold card. You know, it's very rational. But here, this is a very dreamy card for me. And it's a horse. It's a flying unicorn, actually. Yeah, it's a unicorn. And he's also stepping on a rainbow or something. And I think that this blessing that is coming to you in 2021 is a mental project, is something that you're starting, that you are moving forward with. So it's not emotional, it's very mental. But I also feel this sense of fulfillment in it, just because it's very creative. I feel like it's something that you are enjoying to do, or that you will be enjoying a lot, because it's very creative. And even though you will be putting a lot of your mental energy in it and spending a lot of your time in it, it just makes you excited about it. So this is what I'm getting from it. I do see it as a project, as the start of a creative project. So I don't know if you're thinking about starting a new course, learning something new. You know, maybe some of you are thinking about going back into the university and starting a new education, or I don't know if you work with something completely different. You're just thinking about changing your career, but it's not like you are applying directly to a new job. Is you are thinking of how can you become more skillful in that? What can you learn in order to bring that into reality? So for me, you will be learning a lot of new things in 2021. You will be learning new things. You will be, yeah, connect. It's a very Sagittarian energy for me. It's very higher learning of new courses, of new projects. It's something very mental, but that just makes you excited to just move towards it. Let's see. And then we got, it's funny because we got the Five of Swords in the reverse, and I don't use reversals with this deck, but this card came out in the reverse, and it's probably the best card that could have come out in the reverse here, because the Five of Swords is about, it's a lot about pride, about ego, but also dealing with people who have a very big ego, and you just feel defeated from being around them. But here it's in the, and this card is even called defeat, but in here it's in the reverse, so I can see you coming out of this energy of feeling not enough, but this sense of not being enough is very mental, is very in your skills, in what do you know, what are your capacities, your mental capacities. It is very informative. Then we have the Ace of Wands, which is another very creative card, and it's another ace as well, so it's really something that you're starting this year. I don't know if it's already something that you're thinking of doing or that you maybe just started, but I think you will be starting it in 2021. So there's a lot of beginning, a lot of, yeah, starting energy. Then we have the Knight of Wands, which is also a card. So you see, we have a lot of air and wands here so far. And air and wands, they are both very mental and creative energy. They are, usually pentacles is very material, financial, and cups is emotional fulfillment. But wands is a lot about getting things to move, getting things to work, just starting things, creative things. And swords is very mental, it's very in the mind. So you have a lot of creative energy going on here. And the Six of Cups to end the cards, which is called pleasure. And it's interesting that I'm using this deck and none of the others, because I used other decks with the other groups, but for this one, the other decks didn't want to talk to you that much, only this wanted. And the Six of Cups is, I read it completely differently in this deck, and it has the name of the card, and in this case it's pleasure. So it tells me that whatever it is that you're doing that is creative, that is intuitive and just new, also brings you this sense of pleasure. Is something that you will really enjoy doing in the year of 2021. It's something that makes you very excited. So it's not a deep sense of emotional fulfillment. It's not like you're gonna feel completely happy and fulfilled in the year of 2021. This is a lot about your day to day. This is something that will bring pleasure on the small things on your day. Is that kind of work that you're gonna start doing, or something new that you will start learning, that just add those small moments of pleasures throughout your day. And at the same time, there is that saying that says, how we spend our day is how we spend our days are how we spend our life, because in the end our life is just a combination of all of our days. And I see here you're bringing this sense of playfulness a bit in each of your days, you know. So in the end you have that more playful, creative, and fulfilling year in total. Yeah, so I see this. I see a lot of creative endeavors coming to you in the year of 2021. And I want to take a look at your oracle cards already. I think this will be a shorter reading, but let's see what the oracles say. Oh, yeah, So we get first, we get the card Get Wild. And it comes with all of this Wands energy, because Wands is a very wild deck, is very energetic, especially the Knight of Wands. He just comes in, rushing in, and he's very quick to come in and to come out, but he enjoys that process. It's a very Sagittarian energy as well. It's not attached to the long term of things. It's not attached to the it's really about the here and now. It's not so attached to the tomorrow, you know. It's how can I have fun today? How can I enjoy my life today? And it's interesting because this is the only deck that talked like that. All the other decks, they were about building to the future, building, you know, coming out of a stressful 2020. But you know how I see this group? I see this group, yeah, actually, this is coming very strongly to me as that group who loves to travel, for instance, and couldn't travel, couldn't really enjoy life, couldn't be out partying and dancing in 2020, and can't wait to get back to it in 2021. So I see a lot of this energy, a lot of this energy of just having fun, of just living in the now. What are the things that I love to do in my day to day that I couldn't do in 2020? I want to do all of them now in 2021. I want to travel. I want to explore. I want to start new things. I want to learn new things. I want to start a new sport. I want to enroll myself in that course that I have been wanting to take for a while and I couldn't because they canceled because of COVID. So it's all about it. It's all those things that bring pleasure to you in your day to day that you couldn't do, and now you can get back to them finally. So, and this is the only group that talks a lot like that. You know, it's a very Sagittarian group, even if you're not a Sagittarius, you know. But it's just this Sagittarian energy, and I love the Get Wild. I really love, it's very fun. I think that this group is a very fun group. It's a very partying group, and it doesn't mean that you need to go out and party and drink. That's not necessarily that, but whatever you see as party for yourself, how do you like to spend your time, you know? But it's a wilder energy. It's not an energy that is so worried about their new business or their new career or their new relationship. It's just like, I want to enjoy life again. And when can we get over with this? When can I go out again? When can I start traveling again? So it's very here, in here and now, and I can see that happening to you in 2021. But again, also with the Ace of Air, I do think that you're learning new things. As I said, this is a general reading, so it will resonate differently for each people. I'm picking up different things, but there is still that energy of starting to learn something new in the year of 2021 as well. And that for me is also confirmed with the pillar. So I like this card because the pillar is like a portal to me, and it's you walking through that portal, and behind the portal, I don't know if you can see, but you have mountains in the background. So I feel like whatever it is that you're gonna learn now, even though your focus is not in the future, even though you're not worried about what are the opportunities that that will bring to you 5 years from now, it's still a step that you're taking in order to move towards to that. You understand? So even though you are doing it because you're having fun, even though you're doing it because it's something that brings you enjoyment in the now, and it's interesting to you, it's creative and you feel good, and it's mentally challenging to you and you like that challenge. Yeah, with all these ones, you certainly like the challenge. Even though it has all this, what you might not realize is that in the long term, you're gonna look back and see that these new things that you have been moving towards to, and yeah, these new creative endeavors that you have been putting yourself into, they will open these opportunities for you long way ahead. But I say that you're not really worried about that now. Like now you want to enjoy it and you want to enjoy life again, and I can really see that coming to you in 2021 with a lot of pleasure, a lot of fulfillment. So let's take co-create. See, this is such a creative group. I love it. So we have the card co-create. co-create. So again, I see this, you being very creative in the year of 2021. Maybe also what I'm seeing here with this card and with the Ace of Air is that if you have been wanting to paint, to learn how to paint, or to learn how to draw, or to do some kind of handcraft, sorry, my nose is itching a bit, some sort of handcraft, you know, any kind of arts that you have been wanting to work with, I think this will be a great year for you to start doing that, because you'll be super creative and it will bring you a lot of excitement. So whatever it is that you want to learn or start investing more time, more of your energy into, that even if you don't see it adding to your life in a more material way, I would say just do it. Because with the pillar card, it might not add to your life now, but you might see it in the future that actually it becomes a thing for you. And then I have a card of your angels and ancestors. Amazing. Warrior. And it says, be fearless and stand strong. Again, it's such a fire energy in this group. You have a lot of fire going on, a lot of warrior, about a lot of being bold, of just stepping into the world again. You know, after 1 year in lockdown, many of us have been in lockdown for this whole year, or even if it's not a complete lockdown, like we know how our lives have been changed, right? Many countries have their restaurants, their bars, everything's closed, and we just want to be bold again, to get wild again, to step into that and enjoy life in the way that we used to. And I think that things will never go back completely as they used to be, because that's also the lesson with Pluto conjunct Saturn in Capricorn. We will have to learn new ways of doing that, but still we'll have our sense of freedom back, especially with them moving into Saturn and Jupiter moving into Aquarius. We'll have that renewed sense of freedom as well. So yeah, I can see this, like I can see that you're very excited, that you're really looking forward to feeling excited and just going back into the world, and I can see that happening to you in 2021. And then the last oracle card is being enough. The innermost heart says you are enough. Nowhere to go, nothing to get, nothing to change. No need to grow more deserving. You, yes, you are love. And that for me ties with the fact that all of the groups so far, they had a lot of shadow work going on for them. They had a lot of hard lessons being learned in 2021. And I feel like this group already had their self-worth in check. That's what I feel, especially with all these ones. Ones are very confident. Fire energy is very confident. Fire signs are very confident. Like, have you seen a Leo? Right? Sagittarius, Aries, they go and they get it. They are super confident in themselves. And I think that this is not a lesson that this group had to learn. I think that this card is just saying that you already know that you are enough. So while all of the other groups, they have been learning lessons in terms of self-worth, of what it is that they deserve, you already know that, and you're just ready to go there now and start living life again. You know, but it also tells me about the nowhere to go, nothing to get, nothing to change, which is being very much in the now. So it's not so much worried about what you did in the past, how are things going to be in the future, how are things going to be 10 years from now. It's like, there's nothing that I want to change, there's nothing that I want to get now. Not that I want to get like in the future. I just want now. I know who I am, and I just want to go back into living a normal life, and I can see that coming to you in the year of 2021. So yeah, this is a very excited group, I just want to live life again. Yeah, and it's a very fun reading to do for you guys. So this is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, please subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. Also let me know in the comments down below, like, what is it that you're really looking forward in 2021, if it resonates with you and you just want to go out there, travel again, or party again. Like, let me know what it is that you're really looking forward to, and I will see you next time. Take care. Thank you so much for watching it all the way here. Have wonderful holidays as well, and bye bye.